Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the brand Don Deeva. I believe all of these go on sale October 11th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. In the description box below, I will link the Don Deeva site. I will link their Instagram page, their Facebook page, and then my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. So I do have 10 polishes to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So a little bit of a different setup here, angle, all the good stuff. I got some information. I have a quick little giveaway at the end of this video for Don Deeva. If you are interested in winning, stay tuned till the end. So first we have Devil's Oatmeal. This one will be $13 and it's a copper to red ultra chrome chameleon flaky polish in a clear base. This one also has hollow flakes in it as well. I'm going to show you today mostly what it looks like built up on its own, but I'm also going to show you on one nail what it looks like one coat over Yin, which is Don Deeva's Black Cream. So here's our first coat of Devil's Oatmeal. So this one does cover pretty well here on this first coat considering it's in a clear base. I am going to go in for a second coat, but this one can also be worn over just about any color. I do prefer this one built up on its own. You get a good amount of flakies out without having to do anything special, and the formula on this is really good as well. So here's our second coat, and that is complete opacity for me in 2 coats. Depending on your application and preference, you could go in for a third if you wanted to, but I don't think anybody would notice your nail line at 2. This is going to dry down a little bit dull, so you'll want a glossy top coat to finish this off. It's not going to dry super textured. Some of these flakes can create a minor texture, so you will want top coat for that reason also. And removal is going to be decently easy, but these flakies can get all over your skin and stick. So there's 2 coats. So up next we have Sage Thyself, and this one will retail for $17. This is described as a gorgeous pruggly green polish. If you don't know what pruggly is, it's a pretty ugly polish. And it also contains unicorn pea pigment as well as sister pea pigment. There are also assorted flakies running throughout this polish as well. So here's our first coat of Sage Thyself. This one is a little bit sheer here on this first coat. Formula is good, smooth, easy to work with, no running or pooling or staining. The flakes that are in here come out nice and easily, and they do spread out evenly across the nail. You don't have to do any manipulation to get them to go where they should go. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. A third coat might deepen the base color, but I didn't see any kind of visible nail line on me, so I did stop at just 2. Depending on your preferences, you might want to go in for 3. This will dry down dull, and again with a slight bit of texture, so you'll want a glossy top coat, but nothing is going to be difficult to remove in this polish. So there is 2 coats. So up next we have Johnny Rotten, and this polish will be $12. This is described as a creamy chrome polish that's a dirty neon mint shade. This also has shifts of pink and gold, and it is also a holographic polish. Here's our first coat of Johnny Rotten. So this one covers pretty well here on this first coat. I can still make out my nail line, so I am going to go in for a second coat. This one has a very smooth, very easy to work with formula, no running or pooling or staining. I can make out a super strong shimmer here on just the first coat, and once it's built up to full opacity, it is going to shine even brighter. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. This one is going to dry on the dull side, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, but nothing in here is going to dry textured and nothing is going to be difficult to remove. And this one is going to look much shiftier in different lightings as well. So there is 2 coats. So up next we have Verbis, and this one will retail for $17. This is a stone blue polish with heavy shifts of unicorn sister pigment. There are also copper to gold UCC flakes throughout this. Here's our first coat of Virbius. This one is pretty sheer here on this first coat. Very smooth, very easy to work with formula, and while this is very sheer, it does cover nice and evenly, so I would definitely wear this on one coat as just like a wash of color manicure. You can also layer this one over colors. Once these kind of sheer polishes cover evenly, it's a very versatile polish. So this is building up well in 2 coats. I am going to go in for a 3rd coat just to build it up to full opacity. The copper flakes and shimmer that are in here stand out so strong on the nail. A very, very beautiful effect. So here's our 3rd coat, and that does cover completely in 3 coats. This one is going to dry decently glossy. You will want a top coat just to smooth everything out, make it look nice and cohesive. Nothing dries with a major texture, and nothing in here is going to be difficult to remove either. This is another one that under my lighting, the copper or the shimmer just looks copper, but it is shifty on the nail. So there is 3 coats. So up next we have Luna Pazza, and this is the Don Deeva Facebook fan group monthly custom polish. This one will also retail for $17. This is a stunning blue polish that has shifts of pink and blue to green. This is also a slightly creamy chrome polish that has unicorn pea pigment in it. Here's our first coat of Luna Pazza. This one covers really, really well here on this first coat. It's not entirely opaque, so I am going to go in for a 2nd coat. Formula is very smooth and easy to work with. I didn't have, again, any kind of running, pooling, or staining with this one. Blues don't tend to stain me though, so if they do tend to stain you, I would just make sure to wear a base coat with this color. So here's our 2nd coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. This is going to dry dull, so you'll want a glossy top coat, but nothing is going to dry textured and nothing's going to be difficult to remove. And as I've mentioned before, under my artificial lighting here, I get one shimmery look, but it is very shifty, so there is 2 coats. So up next we have Strega, and this one will be $13. This is a clear base polish with red to blue to purple ultra chrome chameleon flakies. This one also has some aurora and hollow flakes as well. And again, just like the other flake polish, I'm going to show you what it looks like built up on its own, but I'm also going to show you on one nail how it looks over yin. Again, they're black cream. Here's our first coat of Strega. And just like Devil's Oatmeal, this does cover really well considering it's in a clear base. I can obviously still see my nail line, so I am going to go in for a 2nd coat, but just like the other one, this one can be layered over anything. It can be sponged on if you don't want to build it up. I'm showing you what 2 coats looks like today because in person, again, I couldn't see any kind of visible nail line. So depending on your application, 2 to 3 coats. Just like the other one, this is going to dry slightly textured, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, and removal is going to be easy as far as it not sticking to your nails, but it can make a mess and stick to your skin. So there is 2 coats. So up next we have Frankie Stein, and this one will retail for $17. This is a thermal polish that starts as this dusty mauve shade, and then it transitions to a sage green and then to a mint green. This one does include the unicorn sister pigment that goes from a green to a gold. Here's our first coat of Franky Stein. So this one is a little bit sheer here on this first coat. Formula is very smooth and easy to work with though. Again, no running, pooling, or staining on this one. The shimmery shiftiness that's in here stands out really nice in both the cold and the warm state. Totally can get behind that, totally can appreciate that. So here's our 2nd coat, and that did cover completely in 2 coats in the cold state. I wore this one for the weekend, and I needed 3 coats to cover completely in the warm state, so depending on your application, 2 to 3 coats. This one's going to dry dull, so you want a top coat, but nothing's difficult to remove. And again, the shimmer is going to look much shiftier in different lightings, so there is 2 coats. So up next we have Aradia, and this one will also be $17. This is described as a lilac purple creamy unicorn pea polish. It also has a delicate blend of shifty flakes that go from gold and copper, and of course that unicorn sister pea pigment as well. Here's our first coat of Aradia. So this one is pretty sheer here on this first coat, but again, this covers nice and evenly. So if you wanted to wear this at one coat as just a wash of color on the nail, it would be a really beautiful look. You could also layer this one over a deeper purple or a darker color, and the shimmer and the shiftiness and the flakes would stand out really well. So here's our second coat, and that's building up well in 2 coats, but I am going to go in for a third coat just to build it up to that full opacity. The shimmer and the flakes that are in here stand out really beautifully, and it looks nice and ethereal on the nail. So here's our third coat, and that does cover completely in 3 coats. This one is going to dry dull, so you'll want a glossy top coat to finish this off. Nothing is going to dry textured. Again, these flakes, you can have a couple of them build upon each other and create a slight texture, but nothing bad, and nothing is going to be difficult to remove, so there's 3 coats. So up next we have Bona Lisa, and this one is $17. This is described as a grape purple that transitions to a blueberry tone thermal. This one also has the Unicorn Sister Pea pigment that goes from a green to a gold. Here's our first coat of Bona Lisa. So this one's a little sheer here on this first coat. Formula is very smooth and easy to apply though. I had a hard time cooling off, so you're going to primarily see the swatch in the warm state. So here's our second coat, and that's building up well in 2 coats, but as it was already in the warm state, I could tell that my nail line was still visible, so I am going to go in for a third coat. The transition on this is actually really easy though. It's just since being so pregnant, I am always hot. So this one, the shimmer in here stands out really nicely. Again, I'm under artificial lighting, so we kind of get a one-dimensional shimmer, but in different lightings, it's totally shifty and totally beautiful. This does cover completely in 3 coats. It'll dry dull, so you'll want top coat, but nothing's gonna dry textured or be difficult to remove. So there's 3 coats. And lastly for today we have Chai 2.0, and this one will be $17. This is an original unicorn pea topper that's been reformulated and remastered with the newly available hollow flakes. I'm layering this over 4 different things, one of which is Yin from, Don Deeva that I've shown you a couple of times, which is their black cream. I'm also going to show it over OPI's March in Uniform. I'm going to show it over OPI's One Wrap, and I'm going to show it over China Glaze's Rock and Royale. And here is Chai 2.0 over all of those colors that I mentioned before. Smooth, easy to work with formula. This isn't something that you could build up to opacity. It is something you could wear on its own in a couple coats to just give a nice shifty, clean manicure kind of look though. You could build this one up in a couple coats and get a stronger shift, but again, it's going to look more shifty out of artificial lighting. Nothing's going to dry textured or be difficult to remove. So let's talk about a quick little giveaway. As you know, Don Deeva polishes run anywhere between like $10 and $17 depending on the elements that are used in her polishes, and they have graciously decided to give one of my viewers a $20 kind of coupon or Deeva Dollars to spend in their shop. So if you want to win this $20, there's a couple things you need to do. First, be following Don Deeva on Instagram. Second, be following my YouTube channel. And then third, leave a comment down in the comments below letting me know which polish or polishes you are interested in purchasing from Don Deeva. The giveaway will close in exactly 1 week. I'm not entirely sure what day this video is going up, so in the description box I will leave the date that I am closing for sure, and I will contact the winner by replying to their comments, so keep an eye out on that. Okay, and then back to the regular outro. So I do have 3 standouts, the first one being Frankie Stein. I love the thermal transitions that this goes to. This is so cute, so fall, so Halloween, so winter, so beautiful, and the unicorn pea that's in here is really gorgeous. I liked Chai 2.0 because I put it over a bunch of different things on my swatch wheel and there wasn't a single thing that I didn't like it over. So normally I like to do my topper swatches over one polish to kind of just give a full manicure look. I literally couldn't pick one color to put this over, so that's why I had the whole 4 colors to show it over. And then I really loved Sage Thyself. I'm all about like these ugly kind of green colors. And then the flakes that are in here are really, really beautiful as well. So these are the 3 standouts for me from today's video. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up. Let me know what your favorites were. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. And I will talk to you again next time.